Nandito na po tayo sa part 4 ng aking reaction video sa interview ni Miss Karen Davila kay Dr. Benigno Agbayani Jr. Ito ay tungkol sa Ivermectin. Before I proceed, please don't forget to subscribe para sa mga darating na reaction videos, at least ma-update kayo. Ang akin lang pong masasabi, itong Ivermectin ay as of this time, hindi pa to well accepted ng maraming doktor. We are looking for a concrete study na magsasabi talaga na Ivermectin should be recommended sa pasyente na may COVID or marirecommend natin for prevention. Kaya ngayon, share na natin itong pang-apat na part. Lagyan lang natin ng share sound. Ayan. Let's go.
In India. In the absence of a vaccine, which country, I mean, clearly there are many countries using Ivermectin now based on what you've presented, and they are countries that are struggling with vaccines. So you have India, parts of Mexico, Slovakia, Panama, South Africa, Egypt, Belize, Zimbabwe, but also there are parts of the US that still use Ivermectin for severe.
Ginagamit ang Ivermectin maraming bansa. Hindi lang Pilipinas.
Cases in ICU settings, the Czech Republic, Germany, Honduras, Argentina, and Brazil. But then you have Brazil. What setting are they using Ivermectin, considering the Brazil numbers are also tremendous?
Yeah, actually, I agree.
Parang medyo mahirap na tanong to para kay Dr. Agbayani. Siyempre tayo naman ay nasa Pilipinas. Hindi natin alam lahat ang ginagawa sa ibang bansa. Kaya unawain natin kung masasagot ni Dr. Agbayani. Tingnan natin.
I agree, Karen, that the numbers in Brazil is strange. It's they have one of the highest death rates. But the thing about Ivermectin in Brazil is it's not really that widespread. Again, if you look at the Brazil map, I think I also sent that to you. There's a high regional difference. In the southern portion, there have more cases. In the east and the northern portions of Brazil, they have lesser cases. So it's like looking at the numbers in the United States, where at one time they only had it in New York and not very much in other states. But it looks like their numbers weren't changing, but in fact it was changing per region. So, but I agree, Brazil is not an easy country to study. The data there is mixed. So yes, I wouldn't say it's the perfect example for Ivermectin, but certainly there are other good countries that seem to have proven.
You are a doctor in Manila Doctors Hospital. I'm curious.
Well-known orthopedic surgeon. Marami akong kilalang doktor na kilala siya sa Manila Doctors. Well-respected orthopedic surgeon.
Curious if you have colleagues that have been criticizing you for actually pushing Ivermectin.
Marami nga ako nadidinig ng mga doktor. Yung iba kilala nga siya na medyo naiintriga sila sa desisyon ni Dr. Agbayani sa pagsusulong ng Ivermectin sa mga pasyente. Kaya yung sinasabi ni Miss Karen Davila, may point siya doon. Kasi nga nadidinig ko rin personally. Actually, hindi naman attack kay Dr. Agbayani. Attack lang sa pag-use ng Ivermectin kasi nga mabait naman si Dr. Agbayani na yun ang nadidinig ko.
Oh, absolutely.
You are a medical doctor, alam mo yun? Do you have colleagues that are saying, what are you doing, Dr.?
Yun din ang nadidinig ko. Parehong-pareho.
Agbayani.
Yes, of course, that will happen, especially if there's a drug like this that seems to be
Ganito, no? Actually, hindi ko siya kilala personally, pero kasi sa tingin ko, pag tayo ay nagsusulong ng mga gamot, medyo siguro pag-aralan natin mabuti yung research. Yun ang aking ano. Kasi nga, naghanap ako sa PubMed, wala talagang randomized control trial na ano eh, na nagsasabing very effective ang Ivermectin sa mga tao may COVID.
It shocks a lot of my colleagues that something that was not being discussed in the mainstream suddenly works. So I understand.
Sabi niyan, ulitin natin it works. Medyo ano eh, hindi ko, it works ba talaga? Siguro hindi ko lang na-experience o wala akong tamang data. Ulitin natin.
Of course, that will happen, especially if there's a drug like this that seems to be. It shocks a lot of my colleagues that something that was not being discussed in the mainstream suddenly works. So
Oo nga eh, it works daw. Sige, sabi niya.
I understand their skepticism, but I am one of the number one skeptics. I do study them well. So when they know I would begin to believe a certain drug, they know it went through much of my skepticism. So,
pero ako, skeptic din ako, pero ini-research ko talagang maaaring hindi ko lang tinatamaan yung tamang studies. So, pero ni-research ko talaga to sa PubMed kasi ang PubMed, dito lumalabas yung mga published studies. Kasi pag lumabas doon, more or less, believable. Pero wala akong makita eh.
I don't really get those angry remarks.
Hindi naman galit na galit sa kanya. No angry remarks. Nabibigla lang ang mga colleagues.
I get our silly, ridiculing remarks. And to me, they're just attacking me personally, not the data. I'm still waiting for someone to tell me that the data you have is weak. If they can
Ako nga gusto ko malaman kung anong data niya eh. Later on, papakita natin yung kanya I will give my criticism doon sa kanya pinagbabasihan na nakita ko kanina sa slides niya doon sa part 1, yung ibmmeta.com. Papakita ko sa inyo, just wait.
If they can actually argue with me to that, I don't think they will win.
Ako, I can argue eh. I can argue. Because I can understand research papers, studies, nakakaintindi ako. Siguro ano lang. Siguro kung mapapakitaan talaga ako ng data, maniniwala ako. Yun. Maaring because of my ignorance, hindi ko talaga makita kung anong data yon.
Right. Here's an interesting question for you. Clearly, there are, am I right to say 57 randomized clinical trials? Is it 57 or 80 plus?
No, 80 studies, but
57 are peer-reviewed.
I would say already published or under
Hindi yata publish eh. Kasi trial ito eh. Ongoing ongoing trials to eh. Meaning, na-publish pero ongoing. Publish sa internet, pero not published in journals.
Preprint. So some of them published on preprint. But the most significant number is the 27 randomized controlled trials. That's peer-reviewed.
The 27, that's the most significant, of which I'd have to say you have Australia. Australia being very vocal about it in the study, right? One might argue, why not wait? You know,
tama. Ako I agree. Why not wait? Kasi baka nga itong binibigay nating dosage for COVID ng Ivermectin, baka hindi talaga effective. Kasi nga, based on mga dating studies, sinasama yung Ivermectin with other drugs.
Sputnik V, Gamaleya, was criticized heavily in the past. People were cynical. until the phase 3 clinical trials of Sputnik V was publicized in Lancet, which is frankly, it
Yun. Tandaan nyo mga people, mga friends, colleagues, ang isang research paper, maganda, publish, tsaka natin susundin yung nakasulat. Kasi kung hindi ito nakapublish, mahirap ang hindi nakapublish data, susundin natin. E paano kung hindi naman i-publish yun? May mali pala sa mga research papers, tingnan natin.
had 93% efficacy, and then suddenly it ranks now number 3 in efficacy worldwide. You have Pfizer, Moderna, and Sputnik V at number 3. So people may ask, why not wait?
That's a very good question, Karen.
Bilang doktor, ako, I will wait. Mahirap kasi prescribe ng hindi tayo sigurado eh. At kasi pag nademanda ako, ano ang sasabihin ko? Kasi yan ang ginagamit ni Dr. Alan Landrito na classmate ko. Yan ang ginagamit ng aking kaibigan, ng aking kulig na surgeon na si Dr. Agbayani. Sa korte, baka tayo sumabit doon. Mahirap.
I saw the lectures of Dr. Tess Laurie. She's one of the...
Okay, ganito. Si Dr. Laurie, kasama ko siyang umattend nung meeting na yon. And according to Dr. Laurie, ito, tandang-tanda ko to. Yung meta-analysis, it showed, meron siyang tawag doon parang meron siyang tinawag na moderate. Yung results are moderate. Yun ang parang category, moderate. Meaning, yung results ng ongoing trial may possibly affect significantly yung overall results ng meta-analysis. Kasi nga, ongoing trial to and moderate category. Ibig sabihin, pag naglabasan ng mga trials, pwedeng mabago yung recommendation kasi ang recommendation ni Laurie can be used. Pero ang kanya is moderate. Kaya nga si Dr. Laurie naghihintay pa din ng results. Tingnan natin kung kasi nandun ako sa meeting na yon.
Components of ivermectin. And she's an expert meta-analysis doctor. That's her job. And
correct. Dr. Laurie is siya talagang, yung pagkakaalam ko, magaling siya sa meta-analysis. Ang meta-analysis ay mga pooling of different studies pag-aaralan mo. Ako hindi po ako marunong gumawa. Nakakaintindi ako ng meta-analysis, pero meron talagang expert sa paggawa ng meta-analysis. Napakagaling ng mga researchers na yon. And one of those is Dr. Laurie.
Independent doctor. And then she showed the data. When do you actually say that there are enough studies? She showed the graph very well that when they reach more than 1,000 patients total overall, they said that is the number where you can say you have done enough studies.
Yun, pwede. Okay, sige. Then?
And this was in January. It's now April. We passed that number already. So this is coming from someone.
Yeah, pero ganito I was there. I saw it in my own eyes. Ang category niya talaga was moderate. Meaning, talagang pwede pa magbago yung... Kasi ngayon, as of this time, talagang positive po ang lumalabas sa mga results ng mga ongoing trial. Pero pag tinabi mo category moderate, maaaring magbago pa yung yung talagang final results. Kaya yun ang wino-worry ko Paano kung nagdatingan talaga yung final results, yung iba natanggal dahil technical problem, hindi maganda pagkakagawa, yung iba hindi maganda ang may agenda, talagang medyo dinoktor. Kaya nga dapat nasabi ni Dr. Agbayani yun. Pero si Dr. Laurie, ang recommendation niya may be used. Yun ang nadinig ko talaga. Dinig na dinig ko yun.
Who does recommendation, who does meta-analysis. And she's cited by over 3,000 people. She's in the
Tingnan mo, hindi niya sinasabi. Hindi niya sinasabi na moderate lang ang recommendation eh.
top-ranked researcher in the world. So she's no small fry when it comes to determining what is the numbers. The DOST, our DOST agree.
Oh, medyo hindi niya sinabi. Hindi niya sinabi. Yun ang ano natin. Dapat nasabi niya yun.
Agrees with her.
Dito na natatapos. Ngayon, stop. Ano natin pakita ko sa inyo Ivermectin for COVID-19 real-time meta-analysis of 52 studies. Ang problem ko dito sa meta-analysis na ito, unang-una, walang author. Sino ang isa-cite natin dito? Sino ang gumawa? Malaking problema yon. Dahil pag gumawa ka ng recommendation, kailangan may mananagot doon sa recommendation mo. Katulad dito, walang author. Ni-research ko walang author tong gumawa ng meta-analysis. At lahat ng mga nahan dito, 52 studies, lahat yan, although positive effect, ongoing trials yan. Tsaka iba-iba ang kanilang studies. Meron sa death, viral load, hospitalization. Magulong meta-analysis to. Kuha tayo ng isa by random. Ito, kay Roy. Tingnan natin yung sinama sa meta-analysis. Retrospective database analysis of 56 mild. Mild lang to eh. So kung mild ito, talagang mawawala naman ang ang virus. Ilang pasyente to? Ang pasyente nila kaunti naman. Totoo ba to? 15 lang. Tingnan mo, 14 at saka 15. Napakaliit nito na subjects. Hindi ako masyadong maniniwala sa mga ganitong klase ng, siguro ongoing pa to kaya kaunti pa lang. Pero 14 and 15, napakakunti nito. Hanap pa tayo For prophylaxis, kasi ginagamit ito for prophylaxis Tingnan natin. Babalola. Ito ang ginamit sa meta-analysis. Treatment 40, control 20, hindi pa equal. Kung randomized control trial to, dapat more or less equal Ang subjects nila is 60. Preprint, hindi pa to napapublish. Ano pa tayo? For prophylaxis, for early treatment, hanap tayo. $118 healthcare workers in Bangladesh, 58 receiving Ivermectin, 12 milligrams every month. Every month? Kala ko ba every 2 weeks to? Naguguluhan ako, no? Kita niyo, medyo siya hindi pa magulo pa hindi pa eksakto yung mga dosaging. Anyway, naniniwala naman ako na na more or less positive reports. Pero hindi pa tapos Ito papakita ko sa inyo, Oo. Carvalho. Prospective trial of Ivermectin. Tingnan nyo, meron siyang Ivermectin, dexamethasone, enoxaparin, and aspirin. Hindi siya purely aspirin hindi siya purely Ivermectin. Dapat, kung gagawa ka ng study, dapat pure Ivermectin. study, 66 of 89. Yan ang pasyente nito. Katulad nito, 12 milligrams day 1 to 3, 15 milligrams for patients. Iba-iba eh. Ang subject nila 47 at saka 42. Napakakonti. Hindi siya hindi siya prospective cohort ang tinatawag namin yan. Kay Alan, for late treatment. Anyway, may sasabihin ako sa inyo, no? Meron ako na-discover dito dahil ongoing trial to. Meron sinabi dito na naghihintay pa sila ng ito yung mga binigyan ng ng Ivermectin for early treatment. Pero kita mo sabi ng author nitong meta-analysis, submit corrections or updates. So pwede siyang magbago pa. Submit correction or updates. Submit correction or updates. Kasi nga ongoing pa to eh. Paano kung may mga mali ito? Submit correction and updates. Submit correction or updates. Kita niyo, puro submit correction and updates. Sabihin, kahit yung naggumawa ng meta-analysis, hindi siya 100% sure na tama yung data ng mga authors. Kaya sa akin, kung gusto niyo talagang anyway, I am sure hindi naman lahat ng nanonood sa akin medical doctor. Sa akin, magtanong kayo sa mga doktor nyo kung gusto nilang mag-prescribe. Kung gusto naman nilang mag-prescribe, edi gumamit kayo ng Ivermectin. Pero siyempre, hindi nyo mapipilit yung mga doktor na hindi naniniwala sa Ivermectin. Sabi ni Miss Karen Davila, mag-wait tayo. Isa ako doon sa mga nag-wait. Nag-hope na sana makatulong tong Ivermectin. Pero kung wala pang recommendation from the World Health Organization at saka doon sa Society of Infectious Diseases, Philippine Society of Infectious Medicine, PSIMD, tama ba yun? As of this time, wala pang Ivermectin na kasama na recommended for COVID patients. Yun lang, sana mag-aral pa tayo mabuti and let us wait for further updates on Ivermectin. Yun lang, maraming salamat. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye!